Okay, so picture this. You're responsible for like keeping a massive online service running smoothly, like say a global streaming platform. Millions of users, tons of data flying around. It's a lot to handle.
It is.
But what if you had an AI co-pilot helping you anticipate problems before they even happen?
Right.
That's the kind of magic we're diving into today.
I love that.
How AI is supercharging observability to make tech systems more reliable and efficient.
Yeah.
We've got a fascinating report here from Splunk.
Okay.
And our mission is to pull out those aha moments that'll make you the smartest person in the room the next time someone mentions AIOps.
I love that analogy of the AI co-pilot. It really captures the essence of what we're talking about.
Right.
It's not about replacing human expertise, but about augmenting it with AI's ability to process vast amounts of data and identify patterns we might miss.
Right. And before we get too deep into the weeds, let's make sure we're all on the same page.
Sure.
When we talk about AI in this context, we're not just talking about robots taking over the world, right?
Yeah, exactly. AI is a broad field, and the part we're focusing on today is called AIOps. Think of it as AI tailored specifically for making IT systems run better. This report from Splunk actually digs into three main areas where AIOps is making waves.
Okay.
Observability, incident response, and IT service management.
Yeah, okay.
They're all interconnected,
Yeah.
but each one tackles a different aspect of keeping those digital gears turning.
Okay, so AIOps is a subset of AI focused on making IT systems more reliable.
Right.
But what's the connection to observability?
Observability is all about getting a clear picture of how your systems are performing. Imagine having X-ray vision for your entire tech infrastructure. AIOps takes that X-ray vision and adds AI-powered analysis on top of it.
So it's not just seeing what's happening, it's understanding why and even predicting what might happen next.
Exactly.
It's like a pretty powerful combination.
It is.
This report highlights some impressive benefits of using AIOps, things like increased efficiency, reduced downtime, and cost savings. It even mentions something called MTTD and MTTR. What are those?
Those are key metrics in the world of IT operations. MTTD stands for mean time, to detect how quickly you can spot a problem.
Okay.
MTTR is mean time to resolve how long it takes to fix it.
Gotcha.
AIOps helps improve both of these by using AI to detect anomalies and suggest solutions faster than humans alone could.
So less time firefighting, more time focusing on cool new projects.
Okay.
I like where this is going.
Exactly.
This report from Splunk mentions 5 main ways AIOps is being used today.
Okay.
Want to walk us through them?
Absolutely. Let's start with anomaly detection.
Okay.
Instead of waiting for something to break, AIOps can continuously analyze system behavior and flag anything unusual that might signal a potential issue. It's like having a canary in the coal mine for your digital infrastructure.
That's way better than getting woken up at 3 a.m. by a server meltdown.
Oh.
What else can AIOps do?
Well, remember that feeling of being bombarded with alerts, most of which are irrelevant?
Oh, yeah.
AIOps can tackle that too.
Okay.
It can intelligently filter and prioritize alerts so you're not drowning in noise, and can focus on the truly critical stuff. It's about separating the signal from the noise.
Okay, that's huge. It's like having an AI assistant that sorts through your email and flags the important messages. What else is on that list of AIOps superpowers?
Number 3 is all about solving problems faster. Imagine an issue pops up, and instead of scrambling, your AIOps system says, hey, I've seen this before. Here's what worked last time. That's the power of probable root cause analysis and directed troubleshooting.
Wow.
It's like having an AI mentor guiding you through tricky situations.
That's amazing. It's like having a tech support hotline built right into your system, except it's powered by AI and available 24/7.
Exactly.
What other cool things can AIOps do?
2 more big ones, automation and remediation.
Okay.
This is where AIOps takes care of those repetitive tasks, freeing up your team to focus on bigger picture stuff. And finally, the holy grail of AIOps, proactive outage prevention.
Ooh.
It's about predicting and preventing problems before they even happen.
Okay, now that's just showing off.
Yeah.
But how does all of this actually work? How does AIOps actually use AI to supercharge observability?
Think of your IT systems as constantly generating mountains of data logs, metrics traces, you name it.
Right.
AIOps can sift through all of that information and extract meaningful insights.
Okay.
It can spot patterns and anomalies that would be impossible for humans to detect on their own.
So it's like having an army of AI analysts working around the clock, crunching numbers and presenting you with actionable intel.
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly powerful. But I have to admit, when I hear AI making decisions, I get a little nervous.
Sure.
How do we know we can trust it?
That's a great question, and it leads us to one of the most important concepts in this whole discussion, explainable AI.
Okay.
We don't just want AI making decisions in a black box. We want to understand the reasoning behind those decisions.
So it's about lifting the veil on the AI's thought process, making sure it's not just spitting out answers, but also showing its work.
Yeah.
I can definitely see why that's important, especially when we're talking about critical systems.
Exactly. Transparency builds trust, and as AI plays a bigger role in keeping our digital world running, that trust is going to be essential.
This is all incredibly fascinating. We've covered a lot of ground already, from defining AI and AI ops to understanding how it's transforming observability. But before we get too deep into the weeds of specific use cases, let's take a quick step back and talk about why this all matters. Why should you, the listener, care about AI and observability?
Here's the bottom line. AI is changing the game when it comes to keeping those systems we rely on every day, from streaming services to online banking running smoothly, whether you're an IT pro or just a curious tech enthusiast. Understanding how AI is enhancing observability is essential for staying ahead of the curve.
It's about moving from reactive firefighting to proactive problem solving. It's about using AI to gain deeper insights into our systems, make better decisions, and ultimately create a more reliable and efficient technology experience for everyone.
Absolutely, and this report from Splunk gives us a fantastic roadmap for navigating this exciting new landscape. So let's dive into some specific examples of how AIOps is being used today. You ready to explore those 5 key use cases we mentioned earlier?
I am. Let's do it. All right, let's jump into those 5 AIOps use cases you mentioned.
Okay.
We've got anomaly detection, alert noise reduction, probable root cause analysis, automation and remediation, and proactive outage prevention. That's quite a mouthful.
It is, but think of them as 5 tools in your AIOps toolbox, each designed to tackle a specific challenge.
Okay, toolbox analogy. I like it. So which tool are we pulling out first?
Let's start with anomaly detection. Remember that massive online service we talked about, and imagine it's Black Friday and suddenly there's a huge spike in traffic.
Right.
An AIOps system using anomaly detection could analyze this unusual activity, compare it to historical data, and alert the team before the website buckles under the pressure.
So it's not just about reacting to problems, it's about anticipating them. I can definitely see how that would be valuable in a high-stakes environment like that.
Exactly. And this Splunk report actually highlights a real-world example of this. One company was able to use AIOps to detect and resolve a critical database issue before it impacted any customers. They saved themselves a major headache and potentially lost revenue.
That's a great example of how AI can move the needle from reactive to proactive. Okay, what's next in our AIOps toolbox?
Next up is alert noise reduction. Let's say you're managing a network with hundreds of servers. Your monitoring system is probably throwing a constant stream of alerts your way, right?
Oh, absolutely. It can feel like a never-ending game of whack-a-mole.
Exactly, and most of those alerts are probably minor issues that don't require immediate action. AIOps can help by filtering and prioritizing those alerts so you're only focusing on the ones that truly matter. It's about cutting through the clutter to find the real problem.
So it's like having an AI assistant that knows which emails to delete and which ones need your urgent attention. That would be a lifesaver. What's the next tool in our AIOps arsenal?
Let's talk about probable root cause analysis and directed troubleshooting. Imagine you're facing a performance issue with one of your applications. Instead of spending hours digging through logs and metrics trying to pinpoint the problem, your AIOps system could step in and say, hey, based on my analysis, it looks like the issue is related to a recent code change. Here are some things you can check.
That's amazing. It's like having an AI detective on your team helping you solve the mystery of why your application is acting up. I'm starting to see how this whole AI ops thing could be a real game changer for IT teams.
It really is, and it's not just about making things easier for IT professionals. Ultimately, it's about providing a better, more reliable experience for end users.
Okay, 2 more tools left in our AIOps toolbox. What are we looking at?
We have automation and remediation. This is where AIOps takes care of those routine tasks that would normally eat up a lot of your team's time. Think things like restarting a server, clearing out log files, or even patching a security vulnerability.
So it's like having an AI intern who takes care of all the grunt work.
Pretty much it frees up your human experts to focus on more strategic, higher value tasks. And finally, we have proactive outage prevention. This is the holy grail of AIOps.
I'm all ears. Tell me more about this holy grail.
It's all about using AI to predict and prevent outages before they even happen. Imagine your AIOps system analyzing historical data and noticing that CPU usage on a certain server cluster has been steadily increasing over the past few days. Based on that trend, it could predict that an outage is likely to occur within the next 24 hours and alert your team to take preventative action.
So it's like having an AI crystal ball that shows you potential problems before they happen.
That's a great way to put it. And while it's not quite magic, it's pretty darn close. This Splunk report actually mentions a few companies that are using AI to achieve significant reductions in downtime.
Okay, this is all incredibly impressive. We've talked about how AIOps can detect anomalies, reduce alert noise, help with troubleshooting automate tasks, and even predict outages. But it all sounds pretty complex. How realistic is it for companies to actually implement all of this?
That's a valid question. Implementing AIOps does require some investment and expertise. It's not just about flipping a switch. You need the right tools, the right data, and the right people to make it work.
So it's not a magic bullet, but it's a powerful set of tools that can make a huge difference when used effectively.
Precisely. And the good news is that the technology is constantly evolving and the barriers to entry are getting lower all the time. More and more companies are starting to see the value of investing in AIOps.
Okay, so we've covered the 5 key use cases and talked about the benefits and challenges of implementing AIOps. But let's circle back to something we touched on earlier, explainable AI. Why is this concept so crucial, especially when we're talking about something as complex as managing IT systems?
Imagine your AIOps system flags a potential issue and recommends a course of action, but you have no idea why it's making that recommendation. Would you feel comfortable trusting it blindly?
Probably not. I'd want to understand the reasoning behind it, especially if involved making a critical decision.
Exactly. That's where explainable AI comes in. It's about making sure that AI systems don't just provide answers, but also explain their thought process in a way that humans can understand.
So it's about transparency, accountability, and building trust. But how does explainable AI actually work in practice? How do you make an AI system explain itself?
There are a few different approaches. One way is to design AI algorithms that are inherently more transparent. Another is to develop tools that can analyze the AI's decision-making process and provide insights into how it arrived at a particular conclusion.
So it's about making the black box a little more transparent. I can see how that would be crucial for building confidence in AI-driven solutions, especially in a field like IT operations where trust and reliability are paramount.
Absolutely. And this Splunk report highlights the importance of explainable AI, not just for technical reasons, but for ethical reasons, as well as AI becomes more integrated into our lives. We need to make sure that it's used responsibly and ethically.
That's a great point. It's not just about building cool technology. It's about building technology that we can trust, and that aligns with our values.
This whole conversation about explainable AI has really got me thinking. It's almost philosophical, isn't it? We're talking about creating AI systems that can not only solve problems, but also explain themselves, which is something that humans have been grappling with for centuries.
It really is fascinating, and it raises all sorts of questions about the future of AI and its role in society. But for now, let's bring it back to the world of IT operations. We've talked a lot about the potential of AI to revolutionize observability, but what about the future? Where do we go from here?
So we've talked about the present and even dipped our toes into the philosophical. But what about the future of AI in observability? What's next on the horizon?
Well, this Splunk report paints a pretty exciting picture. One of the key trends they highlight is the move towards autonomous systems. Imagine an AI system that can not only detect and diagnose problems, but also automatically remediate them without any human intervention. So it's like having an AI on-call engineer that never sleeps and never takes a coffee break. That's both impressive and slightly terrifying.
I know, right? But think about the potential benefits: fewer outages, faster resolution times, and IT teams that are freed up to focus on more strategic initiatives. That's a pretty compelling vision.
It is. But what about the human element? If AI is doing all the heavy lifting, what happens to the IT professionals?
That's a great question, and it's something that a lot of people are thinking about. The good news is that AI isn't about replacing humans, it's about augmenting them.
So it's more like a partnership than a takeover.
Exactly. AI can handle those repetitive, time-consuming tasks, freeing up human experts to focus on the things that require creativity, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills.
So it's about elevating the role of IT professionals, not eliminating it.
Absolutely. As AI takes on more the routine work, IT professionals can focus on things like designing more resilient systems, developing new strategies for managing complex environments, and innovating for the future.
That's a much more optimistic outlook. It's about humans and AI working together to create a more reliable and efficient digital world.
Precisely. And this report from Splunk actually emphasizes the importance of human-in-the-loop systems, where AI provides insights and recommendations, but ultimately humans make the final decisions.
That makes sense. It's about finding the right balance between automation and human oversight. But let's zoom out for a second and think about the bigger picture. We've talked a lot about IT systems, but How do you see AI-powered observability impacting other industries?
Well, think about all the industries that rely on complex systems, finance, healthcare, transportation, manufacturing.
Right.
They're all generating massive amounts of data, and they all face challenges in managing and monitoring those systems. AIOps has the potential to transform these industries just as it's transforming IT.
So it's not just about keeping websites up and running, it's about optimizing supply chains, improving patient care, making our cities smarter.
Exactly. The possibilities are really endless. And as AI continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative applications of AI ops across various industries.
Okay, this has been an incredible journey. We've explored the definition of AI, dived deep into AI ops and its 5 key use cases, pondered the philosophical implications of explainable AI, and even glimpsed into the future of autonomous systems. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. We've talked about all the amazing things that AI can do, but what about the potential downsides? Are there any risks or challenges associated with using AI and observability?
That's a great question, and it's important to acknowledge that AI is not a silver bullet like any technology. It has its limitations and potential risks. One concern is data bias. If the data used to train an AI system is biased, the system's outputs will also be biased.
So there's garbage in, garbage out.
Essentially, yes, that's why it's crucial to ensure that the data used to train AI systems is representative and unbiased. Another challenge is the complexity of AI systems. It can be difficult to understand how they work and to troubleshoot problems when they arise.
So it's not just plug and play. You need expertise to implement and manage these systems effectively.
Absolutely. And finally, there's the question of trust. As AI systems become more autonomous, it's important to establish clear guidelines and safeguards to ensure that they are used responsibly and ethically.
Those are all really important points. It's a reminder that while AI has the potential to revolutionize observability and many other fields, it's not a magic solution. We need to approach it thoughtfully, addressing those potential risks and challenges head on.
I completely agree. It's about using AI as a tool to enhance human capabilities, not to replace them. And it's about ensuring that AI is used in a way that benefits society as a whole.
Well said. This deep dive into the world of AI and observability has been incredibly enlightening. We've covered a lot of ground, from the technical details to the ethical implications, and it's clear that this is a field that's rapidly evolving and full of potential if you're interested in learning more. I highly recommend checking out the Splunk report that we've referenced throughout this deep dive. They've done a fantastic job of distilling complex concepts into an accessible and engaging format. And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive. Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey. Until next time, stay curious and keep